Be'ezrat Hashem, the Zohar this morning, Parashat Vayichlach. It says in the Torah, Vayichlach Yaakov malachim lefanav. Rabbi Yehuda patach, ki malachav etzav elach lishmocha bechol drachecha. Rabbi Yehuda, one of the disciples of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, says, in Tehillim 91, it says, Ki malachav yetzav elach. Hashem sends you malachim, lishmocha bechol drachecha, to watch you in wherever way you go. Haikera, this pasuk of Tehillim, okmo chavraya, we learned it already in the class, says Rabbi Yehuda, when a person is born, miyad isdamen be'adeh yetzara. You should know, as a baby comes out of his mother's stomach, right away he is giving the bad inclination, which we call yetzer hara. Right? And mekatreg letadir, he always pushes the person to do bad things, right? Even babies, they have yetzer hara. Sometimes they would hit their mothers. Sometimes they would scratch their mothers, right? As much as the mother takes care of them, feeds them, dresses them, right? And they do certain things, it's not the baby. It's the yetzer hara accompanying the baby, telling him, do this, do that. And the yetzer hara is pushing, lepetach chatat rovetz. And David HaMelech also said, Chatat is called Chatat because he's causing you to sin. Which means, from day one, when you come out of this world, you have Yetzer Hara. And what about Yetzer Hara Tov? What about the good inclination? So it says, Rabbi Yehuda, but Yetzer Hara Tov, atele barnash miyomad ateli. It comes to the person only in the day he comes to purify himself. And when is that day? That day is the day of the bar mitzvah. When a boy makes a bar mitzvah or a girl makes a bat mitzvah, this is when they get Yetzer Hara Tov, the good inclination. Which means, during 13 years, you were subject to one inclination, the bad, right? So if you see a good boy who does not do bad things till the age of 13, he's very lucky because Yetzer Hara is pushing him a lot of ways and he's going the other way. They say over about one of the big rabbis 350 years ago, Rabbi Yonatan Abshitz. He was in Hungary and he was a big Rav. And since little, he was known to be a tzaddik. And everybody asked him, according to the Zohar, up to 13 years, you do a lot of mistakes, you do a lot of things. How were you able to be a tzaddik in such a young age? So he told them, because there is an halacha that I learned once. The halacha says, the dayan, a judge, cannot listen to one side before the other side comes along. Which means, somebody comes over to dayan, he says, this guy he took money from me, I lent him money, and I told him to give me back, and everything. The dayan cannot judge this case anymore, because he heard one side before the other. In order to judge, the dayan has to be not involved in nothing. He has to hear both people, one in front of the other. So when one is going to speak, right away the other one can defend himself, or he can present himself and say that is his version. So the dayan then can decide between the two versions which one is right. But the Torah is telling us, if a judge listens only to one side, it will be very hard to listen to the other side when he comes, because already you have an idea that this person in front of you was right. So Rabbi Natan Abshit said that every time the Yetzer Hara used to come to him and says, go there, do this, don't do this, right? He would tell him, I cannot listen to you till the age of 13 when the Yetzer Hara Tov is going to come and both of you are going to be in front of me, and then I'm going to decide between you and him who is the one who's right. And this is how he got rid of Yetzer Hara during 13 years. There was a Rav that never let his family listen to his judgments. Right? One night, 11 o'clock at night, the Rav was in his study place. He was learning, and somebody knocked on the door. He didn't hear because he was immersed in his learning. And the little boy, 9 years old, upstairs heard the knocking. The little boy went down and he sees a lady crying. She says, please, I have to speak with your father. It's very important. So the little boy goes, he knocks on his father's door and he says, Abba, there's somebody outside, the lady, she's crying, she wants to talk to you. He says, yeah, bring her in. He brings her in, he closes the door and tells the little boy, go upstairs to your room, go to sleep. So the little boy was curious, why was the lady crying? So he looks in the hole of the key, and what does he see? The lady is crying. He says, my husband is beating me up. My husband doesn't give me money. My husband is cruel to me. My husband doesn't take care of his kids. She crying. And the Rav says, you know what? Tomorrow, send me your husband. I want to talk to him. Meanwhile, the little boy saw the lady is about to come out. Right away, he ran up to his room and he put himself to bed. Okay, the next day, again, late at night, somebody knocks on the door. The Rav is in the middle of his learning. He doesn't hear. The little boy comes down and he sees a man. And the man looks very sad. He says, please, I have to speak with your father. It's very important. He goes inside. And the father tells the little boy, go upstairs to your room. You cannot stay here. He goes upstairs and through the hole of the door, he listens to the man saying, please, my wife is so cruel to me. She screams at me all day. She doesn't let me talk to my kids to tell them what to do. She doesn't take care of the house. And then the little boy sneezed outside. The Rav was very sharp. He heard the sneezing. He understood the little boy is outside. Okay. He dealt with the man. He told him to come the next day with his wife to his office in the morning, and he's going to take care of it. Meanwhile, as the man was leaving, the man went upstairs and he called the boy, come over here. I want to talk to you. And the boy says, yeah, father, I'm sleeping. He says, no, you're not sleeping. You were down there. I know. Come over here. Were you here also last night? The boy was scared to lie. He says, yeah, father. He says, please tell me, who out of the two people that you saw is right? The lady or the man? He says, the little boy says, father, I don't know. The lady last night was crying. I'm sure her husband is a wicked man. He's a rasha, he's a bad person. I was sure she's right. But today when I saw the man, he doesn't look so wicked. And listening to him, I understand she is the wicked woman. So he asked him, so who you think? He said, I don't know, father, I'm all mixed up. He says, that's why I never let you listen. Because sometimes you can be judgmental because the two people are not in front of you. So basically, that's why you have to have the two people in front of you to decide who is the one who's right. So therefore, Yetzer Hara comes to tell you something, you consult with Yetzer Tov, what he has to say, and then you judge who is right. And believe me, most of the time, or all the times, you're going to see Yetzer Tov is the only one who is right, and follow his advice. Baruch Adonai le'olam. Amen ve'amen.